Hungary race 3 was really a keystone moment in my racing career. It finally felt like the consistent results were coming and all the hard work was really starting to pay off. Confidence building and just a really excited feeling. I loved it. The race weekend is really the show that you see. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to make the perfect race weekend go the way you want it. The mental training, physical training, sim work. You can do all the work behind the scenes and be as prepared as you want. But ultimately, some things are just out of your control. How the great Rocky Balboa says, it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how much you can take and keep moving forward. There's a lot of different components that play into my motivation. I want to make my family proud. That's a big motivator for me. They put a lot of resources, effort, time, and belief in me, and I want to be able to repay that for them. I want to be a light for other people. I want to inspire other people to do things that they are told that they can't do. If I had talked to myself a couple years ago, I never could have imagined where I am now. You have to have that goal. For me, it's F1, and you have to shoot that arrow. I mean, like, that's the goal, and then just let go of everything that's gonna happen up until then. Yeah, some people never even set sail, man. It's easy and I hear it all the time in the sport, even kids that are coming out of karting, they don't even want to start because they think it's impossible to get to where they want to go. So they don't even try. And I just think that's such a poor thing to do. You gotta stay in the present moment. Don't get caught up in the future or the past. Future is just anxiety and the past is just depression. So yeah, it's just stay present and take it one day at a time. Zandvoort is a really unique track. The weather is extremely volatile. It's right on the coast, like really right next to the beach. You get massive banking in some of these corners, which is really cool. Like the last corner is massively banked, turn 3 has huge banking, and it's just like a wild place. You don't really know what you're going into. Tricky track and tricky conditions. You know, well, it is obviously a disadvantage coming into the sport a lot later than my competitors have been. In some ways, there is some unique power in it because I have such a strong learner's mindset. I think when you've been doing something for a really long time, like some of my competitors have, it's really easy to become complacent. But for me, it's like every time at the track, I'm really focused on how can I become better. Going into practice, coming off of Hungary was a lot of positive momentum, I think. Thursday, Friday practices were a little up and down. We had some weather between that made things tricky. Was in the top 10 a bunch and then was out of the top 10. So kind of up and down. Because of the nature of the sport, most of the time you are losing. I mean, there's only one winner. So you have to get used to these lows and have some sort of fire to keep you going. Whatever I've done, I've always wanted to be really good at it. And I'm a really competitive person. Not only with other people, but also with myself. I just always want to be the best that I can be and constantly improving and always learning. Qualified P15, it was tricky because it looked like it was going to be a dry track going out, and then right before we were going out, sitting on the grid, it dumped rain. Yeah, I struggled with the balance of the car, did the best I could, but yeah, it was just difficult conditions. While it can make things difficult like it was in qualifying, that also means in races it can mean opportunity. I've been growing every single event. It's a constant upward trajectory, but some race weekends are going to be a lot better than other ones, and you're going to have breakthroughs, and all of a sudden you learn something really important, and it kind of like makes that learning exponential. And then other weekends feel like not as much. As long as over a period of time there's an upward trajectory, then I'm pretty happy. I think every driver you meet, every athlete you meet is going to differ on how much they value the mental training. For me, I think it's super crucial. It's a sport that requires so much focus. A slide of a second, you make a mistake, could be the difference between staying on track and crashing. I'm a big believer in the power of thought. I'm a big believer in manifestation, kind of power of attraction kind of stuff. And you hear from all the greats, you hear from Kobe, Lewis, a lot of them talk about visualization and visualizing what they want to happen. A part of what I do is that visualization. I try to start first thing in the morning and right when I go to bed, envisioning myself in a Formula One car, winning a championship, getting podiums. Yeah, I just think that's a really powerful thing to do, especially in the morning, because you're kind of reminding yourself of the importance of what you're doing in that day, and how it's important to get it done. While those have, benefits now and short-term benefits of even the next race or next event, it's the keeping in the back of my mind what my ultimate goal is, and that is to be a Formula One champion. And that doesn't come overnight. So I need to do everything I can now to be implementing those skills and gradually building those into being world-class, so that when I get to Formula One, I'm there. I've changed a lot as a person for the better, 100%. Now I truly believe that anything is possible. It just takes work, and you have to believe in yourself to make it happen. No one else is gonna do it for you. When you work really hard, it's important to get some sort of rewards at some point. And it's important that you allow yourself to enjoy good moments. So race 1, we went out on slicks, started P15, and one of the strangest races I've ever had, where we literally had pouring rain at different parts of the track, and then you would come out from the rain and it would be bone dry. I moved up to P8. Although we didn't want to qualify P15 at all, the P8 result was good. And so I allow myself to enjoy that. Yeah, but then you reset and come back to the next one with a neutral mindset. If you have a good race weekend, it definitely does carry this positive energy forward with you, and you can carry that on into your next events, and it helps. I think being results oriented is a dangerous game that can often lead to negativity. And this is the trick with it, and that's where the mindfulness comes into aspect. The better you do, the more you expect of yourself. Every time you do better, you're not satisfied if you're an overachiever. All that happens is the bar moves up even higher. You get some top 10 results, whereas before you were happy if you were in the top 10. Now it's, I'm expecting to be in the top 10, and if I'm not in the top 6, then I'm upset. It's not always easy. It happens in its own time. As long as you're putting in the work, everything's gonna come together its own time. So just be patient and be grateful, and just be present and watch this masterpiece get built in front of you. Your emotions are really heightened in the car because it's so high adrenaline. Race 3, I think we moved up to in the top 10. Yeah, I basically just had someone chop my front wing off. You just can't sit there and feel sorry for yourself. You really have to kind of redirect your focus. My whole thing was just like, try and get something out this weekend. Let's just go put down some purple lap times. Just kind of have some sort of redemption and just kind of prove a point in a sense that, at least, you may have finished last, but you were quickest car on track. Yeah, I was pissed when it happened, because you put in all this hard work and you're moving up, and you think you're gonna have a great result. It's easy to get upset. I think pretty understandable. So yeah, I was upset. So I think it was a tough race, but I was happy to come away with the fastest lap, and that builds some confidence in you. Yeah, I had a lot of takeaways from that weekend that I get to go back into training with and come back even stronger. Looking at it from a purely results point of view, someone could say they wouldn't be happy with it, but from a performance side of it, I really was. Just comparing myself to the races previous in the last year, and it feels good to take the positives from this weekend into training. Like, the difficult sessions themselves is really beneficial. The bar just keeps getting raised more and more. These better performances, while I'm happy to have them and I'm really grateful for them, I'm not just content with them. I want more. Nothing is gonna deter me from my goal. Nothing's gonna stop me. I'll never quit. And there's just one piece of the puzzle missing, and that's some good luck. We're back at Silverstone. It's round 6. Last time we were here was very beginning of the season, so it's nice to get a little chance at redemption before the summer break. It's been such a fight to get to where we are now. I never back down from a fight. I'm so ready to be on that podium. Day in, day out, I'm working to build my future in this sport. It's only a matter of time before it pays off.